Nice to just take a moment just to concentrate on your breathing, just relax sometimes, isn't it? Well, that's what this watch is all about. Yeah, it's a little bit gimmicky, but I think the message is actually quite true. Because it's a bit of a crazy world we're living in at the moment, so sometimes it's just nice to just catch your breath, just focus, and just relax. So the motto for this watch is inhale, exhale, repeat. So the watch is the Mudita Moment. Been trying it out for a while. Full disclosure, I was setting it for free, don't have to send it back, but you know the score. It's not going to change the way I do my reviews, going to keep it 100% honest all the time, no matter what. So aside from the gimmicky kind of tagline thing, what is the watch actually all about? Let's jump right in, find out. So here's the packaging it comes in. Got the Mudita Moment there, and then that little tagline I was on about in the intro. And we've got a picture of the watch, the logo at the top, the fact that it's a Design Award 2020 entry. A little bit on the side there, some information and specs and bits on the back. But quickly show you what else you get in here. So you're first greeted with this little card, which has got all the information inside and the warranty and everything. So you get a 2-year warranty on this. When it comes to Mudita, this is what it actually means. So sympathetic joy, the happiness that comes from others' good fortune and well-being. So I guess that sums up what this brand is all about, and this watch in particular. Oh, actually, so the only thing we've got on in here is the watch. Again, nicely in there. We'll talk about this strap in a minute, but get this out of the way. So here's the actual watch. So right off the bat, you can tell this is a really minimalist watch. So that might put some people off straight away. I actually really like this. Simple, clean look. But it is broken up and made a bit more interesting by this strap in particular. So this strap is one of 3 different options you can get. This one is actually cork, which I just had to go for because it's just something really interesting, something different. Not something you see on a watch that often, if ever. If you have seen another one, let me know down in the comments. But if you don't like this, you can go for the more standard vegan leather option, or they also do a canvas strap as well. So you should be able to find one you do like. They also do a black dial version as well, if you're not keen on this white. But another interesting thing is the case finishing on this. So I do really like the way this is finished. It's a blasted finish, but it is really smooth looking. Got an untied crown, so you've got a bit of distortion from that crystal there as well. Checking out a bit better at sapphire. Do like those short lugs though. Does help conform to wrist really nicely. So, seeing as we briefly touched on it, let's get onto the dimensions on this. So, we've got a diameter of 38mm, thickness of 11mm, lug width of 20, then that all-important lug to lug is coming in at 42.3. So, really nice compact dimensions, making this a perfect unisex watch, ideal for men and women. So, before we go any further on the dial, let's quickly flick this round and show you the back. Because this is actually a nice touch, I do like this. So first off, we've got the Miyota 9015 in this. So we've got that high beat movement, which is a really nice touch. We've also, as you can see, got a custom rotor. Again, repeating that inhale, exhale, repeat. And then we've got the logo there as well. Nicely done. Then you can see we've got just screws for an actual screwed down case pack, as opposed to a screw down case pack. And then just a few specs around the outside. So sapphire crystal, Miyota 9015, automatic, and 316L. And the fact that it's 50-meter water resistant as well. Probably also noticed too, we've got quick release on this strap. So you actually get quick release on all of the strap options. So that is nice. So you can switch them out quickly. Always good. And then because we've got the high beat movement, we've got that nice smooth sweep of that second hand. And when it comes to those hands, yeah, again, they're pretty simple, but nicely proportioned. You can probably see as well, we've actually got the hour markers on the inside of the dial, as opposed to the outside. just to make it a little bit more interesting, with it being such a plain dial. I do like that we've got no text on it at all, though. I do really appreciate that. We haven't even got a logo. We've only got the logo on that rotor on the back. And as I say, nothing on the crown either. So, really minimalist watch. So let's check out if we actually have got sapphire crystal. Using the trusty down select 2. And yep, we have got sapphire crystal. Quickly flick it over and check the back. And yep, that is also sapphire crystal. So really good to see that. Sometimes brands skimp out and not put it on the back. So I do appreciate that they've got it on the front and the back. So let's show you that movement in action. So when it comes to this crown, it is actually slightly recessed, so it doesn't protrude too much. It is quite small, but it is only a push-pull crown, so it's not too big a deal. Once you pull it out, it is quite easy to operate still. We do actually have a ghost date on this because it's the Miyota 9015. So if we pull it out again, then you can see we've got hacking because the second hand stopped. And then obviously we can just change the time. Pop it back in, second hand re-engages. Got hand winding, all works well, no issues at all. As you'd expect with the Miyota movement. So because of this style of watch, we haven't actually got any looms, so we're not going to be doing a loom shot. One thing I forgot to mention though, we have actually got a matching finish on the buckle, and we have actually got branding on the underneath of it, which is interesting. So we've got that under there, instead of on the top, again just to keep it more minimalist. I did miss that when I first checked out the watch. So it is there, but again, it's subtle. It's not in your face, branding wise, this watch at all, which again, I do really like. So now, let's talk about the price. You're probably wondering how much is all this going to cost you. So, the price of this is actually going to be $300, which works out to about £252, about €292, which I think, for the high beam movement you're getting, the really nice case finishing, the double sapphire front and back, custom rotor, interesting strap options, nice case finishing, nice dome on that crystal as well, nice compact lug to lug, quick release spring bars. It's not a bad deal at all. Obviously it's going to be one of those you're either going to love or hate the design. So I know right off the bat that's going to put some people off. But if it doesn't, let's show you what it's like on wrist before you make up your mind whether you want one or not. And here's what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. It does wear really nicely with those compact dimensions and also those compact lugs which do curve down as well. I do really like this. I do appreciate a good minimalist watch. And I do like this interesting strap choice as well. Again, if you're not keen on that, you can go for the more conventional leather or canvas. If you want something a bit different, definitely recommend this. Really soft, really supple. Because it's cork, it's slightly water resistant as well. I do like it. Love that smooth sweep of that second hand from that Miyota movement. That high beat, really needed on this watch because it is so minimalist. You're going to be focusing on that. So a ticking one, or not quite as smooth sweeping, just wouldn't have been as good. Another thing I forgot to mention before as well, when it comes to that second hand, you can probably see on that counterbalance, we've actually got a little circle on the end of that, which lines up perfectly with those hour markers on the inside, which again, is a nice little attention to detail. I do appreciate that. So, if you're into this kind of style of watch, I'd definitely recommend this one. It's an interesting piece, something a little bit different, and it's just a really classy, elegant piece, I think. But let me know what you think down in the comments. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. We do actually have a ghost date on this because it's the